The Juki DX-1500QVP is a good all-around sewing and quilting machine. It is loaded with stitches and features and accessories. So feel free to take a look at our video. We'll show you a good overview of this particular machine. The DX-1500 gives you a lot of stitches to choose from on our stitch diagram. It's very easy from the direct pad here to pull up the stitches that we're working with and be able to know where I'm at, because the machine will recommend a pressure foot. All the Juki feet have letters indented into them. We'll be able to know exactly what foot we need to have on the machine for the type of stitch we're doing. Here I can adjust my stitch width settings, stitch length. On our decorative stitches we can actually mirror image those stitches. I have a lot of computer controls built onto this machine. On the front of the machine I will have a speed regulator, so to override either if I'm using the foot control, or I can use start stop to power the machine on and off and use my regulator here to override the speed of the machine. I do have the needle up, needle down setting here, so I can stop my needle stop in the fabric for applique, if I'm turning a corner and pivoting, or if I want to leave it out of the fabric to make sure I don't break a needle or tear a hole in my garment. I do have the built-in scissor here. I can snip that thread at any given time just by the touch of a button. It will have an automatic tension setting, and I can override that if I want to. This is really nice. I'm working with thicker materials and I go to various fabrics. I don't have to worry about adjusting tension on the machine. It's going to do that for me. I do have channel threading all the way down to my needle. And then I have a built-in needle threader on this particular machine to thread the needle for me. You have the removable accessory tray. And what I really like on a machine is have the tray where the door opens toward you. I can see my accessories, get what I need, put it back, keep everything nice, neat, and organized. If you want to hem a pair of pant legs or shirt sleeve, I'm able to do that because the arm on this machine is a little bit longer, so I can get my garment further down. I do have drop feet if I want to do free motion quilting or stippling. If I want to put on a button or darn a hole, I can flip that down and back up. Real easy to raise and lower my feed dogs. If you notice also, I do have extra high lift under my presser foot. So I'm working with thicker materials. I'm able to get that under there. And we do have a 7-point feed dog system on this machine. So literally there are 7 places my feed dogs are touching the material. And they're a little bit bigger feed dogs than your average machine. That is really nice if I'm working with a lighter weight material, because as that needle's penetrating the garment, having all those feed dogs touching my material is keeping everything flat. This machine has a 7-point feed dog system on it. So literally there are 7 places my feed dogs are touching the material. For lighter weight materials, that is super nice because it keeps my fabric flat as the needle's penetrating the garment. That's going to reduce any puckering. For heavier materials, having more surface area touching my fabric, that just helps feed that thicker piece of material. You may have some materials that has a sheen to it or maybe a slick finish to it. That's going to help as well to feed those fabrics through. The DX-1500 has a direct drive input system, so all I have to do is have my mode set to the planogram that's on the machine, and I can dial up the stitch that I want to. Here we've got an applique stitch that's built in. I can adjust the width on those tacks, go all the way up to 7 millimeters on this particular machine. I want you to see how smooth the machine runs. We're at half speed now. And that is full speed. It's super quiet. And that has to do with the top drop-in bobbin system. It has a full rotary hook system, so the hook is spinning all the way around my bobbin in a 360-degree increment. That's really going to quiet the machine down, and it makes the machine less likelihood of jamming. And all I have to do is hit my scissor. The DX-1500 has a really large motor built into the machine. It can handle heavier sewing. Here I'm going to really put the machine to the test and do several layers. This is 8 layers of denim. Having the extra high lift is a big difference versus other machines on the market. This particular machine can handle sewing this 8 layers of denim with no problem whatsoever. We'll get that under the foot. I'm going to go do a straight stitch here, back the stitch down. I want to show you this automatic tension setting. So I can go from that, and I want you to watch the foot crawl down from this 8 layers of denim. It's going to crawl down onto this cotton. That's the beauty part about automatic tension and having that top drop-in bobbin system. We'll go from that to this stretchy material. Say you're doing something like a boat seat or want to do a little bit of upholstery work. This machine can handle doing heavier things like quilting. If you're using the bottom, the batting, and the top with that sandwich or other accessories for quilting that comes with it. Ken Sewing carries everything for your garment construction needs and also for quilting for this particular machine. But here I'm going to sew this vinyl. It has a mesh backing to it. It's a kind of a slicky type material. And it can handle doing this with no problem whatsoever. And I'll back tack through that, hit my scissor. It's perfect stitching there. Ken Sewing Center carries all the QVP models as well as all the Juki models. Feel free, if you'd like for us to compare models for you. There are differences moving up or down the line, and we want to find the machine that's right for you. We're just an email or phone call away.